This is my oh shit face because I just realized that these are a lot of books for the month. Hey guys, Joy here and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. Today I'll be doing a very ambitious July TBR. July is the month for Readathons. Now, because I've always participated in Booktubeathon / the Reading Rush, they got a name change, I will be doing that for the week of the 22nd to the 27th. And because I want to support all of my friends here on BookTube, I will be participating in the Book Junkie trials. Rachael Marie is the creator of this readathon, and thank goodness it's a month-long read-along, because if it was in the same week of Booktubeathon, I'd die. First off, there's 3 parts to this July TBR. The first books I will be talking about are books that I've been reading since June and I want to finish this month. The next part is my Book Junkie Trials TBR, and the last part is my Booktubeathon / Reading Rush TBR. I keep calling it Booktubeathon because I've always known it as that, but it is now called the Reading Rush. So without further ado, let's just get started. So the first book I want to get through this month is one that I've actually been reading since like January, and the book I'm talking about is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix by J.K. Rowling. I am currently on chapter 11. That is the chapter I stopped reading it back in January. Hopefully I finish it this week because the next book in the series is part of the Book Junkie trials and I need to read this and finish it for that. I don't think I need to tell you what this series is about, because honestly, if you don't know what Harry Potter is at this point, I don't know what to tell you. These next 2 books are books that I've been reading since June and I want to get through them this month. They're not part of any readathon, and that is We Hunt the Flame by Hafasa Fasil. For We Hunt the Flame, I do have a timeline. I need to finish it before the 11th of July. As you all know, I work at Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble has started a YA book club, and since YA is my jam, they asked me if I wanted to moderate it. I kindly said yes. I'm 60% done with We Hunt the Flame. I have about a couple chapters left, so hopefully I'm done with it by this weekend. We Hunt the Flame, we follow 2 characters. So the first character is Saphira, and she lives in a city where women can't do what they consider to be a man's job. If it is found out that a woman owns a business, or if a woman is out in the woods cutting wood or out hunting, they are punished for it. And Saphira, she is the hunter. And I think the tagline for her is people live because she kills. Her world has also been cursed and all magic has been removed. And with that curse came in the darkness. Then we follow Nasir, who's one of my favorite characters, my new book boyfriend. He is the king's son and the king's personal assassin. So his tagline is people die because he lives. So Nasir is this very feared assassin. He kills anybody who his father has considered to have committed treason. So he really does have this brooding inner turmoil going on where everybody views him as this monster, but inside you know he's a great teddy bear. The next book I'm reading is A Winter's Promise by Christelle Dabos. I believe this book was translated from French. Honestly, I don't remember much about it. I think I'm about 100 and something pages in this book, so I'm still kind of at the beginning. It seems to be about a 400 and something page, almost a 500 page book. From what I remember reading is we follow Ophelia, and when we talk about Noah's Ark, Noah never found land. As people started growing, each ark had become, I guess, a continent. So Ophelia's family, in a political move, have decided to marry her off to the Pole Ark, which is the coldest, cruel ark there is. But not only is Ophelia part of this political move, she also has this power where she can travel through mirrors. That is all I remember so far from what I've read. So far so good, definitely different from anything I've read so far, so I'm really excited to continue with this book. And again, hopefully I finish it this weekend or by the end of next week. Alright, so now that we've got those books out of the way, now it's time to tell you my TBR for the Book Junkie trials. Now let me just tell you, there are 10 books on my TBR this month. 3 of them are the ones that I just told you about that I want to finish off. But I had to double up books from the Book Junkie trials for the Reading Rush readathon. I, for the life of me, could not have survived of picking 4 or 5 books for one readathon and then 7 books for the other. It's just, it wasn't gonna happen. I wasn't gonna do that to myself, especially when I'm just starting to get out of my reading slump. So I did double up on the Reading Rush and Book Junkie trials. So for the Book Junkie trials, there are, I believe, 4 teams. There's the Scribe, Scribe, the Bard, the Magi's, and oh my god, what is the other one? Either way, I'll leave that all in the description box below. If you want to learn more about this readathon, go ahead and check out Rachael Marie. I would explain it to you, but I don't want to confuse you further, and you all know I suck at explaining things. Definitely a great readathon, very creative. Rachael Marie did a fantastic job. So when I took the personality quiz, it said I was a scribe. So the host for the Scribe is Sophia of our Sophisticated Reads. So the first prompt for the Scribe's journey is to read a book with romance in it to get us in the mood, and I chose one that does contain romance, but it's not like a romance book. It's one that I really wanted to read for a long time, and for some reason as soon as my eyes fell on it, I was like, that's exactly the kind of book I want to read right now, and it has romance in it, and that is Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. I've been wanting to continue on with this series / this world so I could read Lady Midnight, and I decided what a better time than now. In this, we are in the 1800s and we follow Will, Jem, and Tessa. So Tessa goes to London to visit her brother, and when she arrives at London, she's kidnapped by two women who are known as the Dark Sisters, and Tessa soon realizes that she herself is a downworlder. She has this power within her she didn't know she had, and soon the Magister wants that power for his own. It's one of my favorite Shadowhunter series. I honestly love the Inferno Devices better than the Mortal Instruments, hands down. And I can't wait to read Lady Midnight to see where it falls on my list. The next prompt for the Scribe is to read a book chosen at random. Now, I didn't film this and I realized that I should have. I went to Siri and I said, Siri, pick a number between 1 and 3, because I have 3 bookcases. I have that big one right there, I have that one that's holding my TV, and then there's another one more further down. It chose 1, and then I didn't know how many books I had there, so I had to guesstimate, and I said, hey Siri, choose a number between 1 and 65, and the number was 58, and that book came out to be Clockwork Prince, which is awesome because I'm currently reading Clockwork Angel, so as soon as I finish that one, I'm starting this one. And as you guys can tell, Jem's on the cover. I love Jem. This is book 2. Can't tell you much without spoiling it. Third prompt is to read a book that's been on your TBR forever. And the book that's been on my TBR forever is This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. If you go in my channel, if you scroll all the way down to I believe the winter of 2017, it has been on my list since then. The reason why I love Victoria Schwab is because she writes books with morally ambiguous characteristics, and I love that. I love how Victoria writes characters and how she develops them. I believe this book is about 2 characters, a girl who wants to be as ruthless as her father, and she's been to many boarding schools, and she feels like she's finally going to prove herself to her father. Then we also follow another character who I believe is a monster, but all he wants to do is be human and feel human emotions. I've heard great things about this duology, so I have very high expectations. I really love Victoria Schwab, so I'm really excited to read this. Prompt number 4 is to read a book with a rich world building setting. And the book I chose was Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince by J.K. Rowling. So now you know why I have to finish Order of the Phoenix, because this is a book that I need to read for my book Junkie trials. I'm just praying to the reading god to please let me finish all the books. And the last book that I need to read for the book Junkie trials is to read the readathon book, and that is Stardust by Neil Gaiman. I haven't read the book. I've seen the movie. The movie's one of my favorite. I don't know why, but all of my celebrity crushes tend to have accents. When it came out, I had a huge crush on Ben Barnes. No surprise there. And when I found out he was in Stardust, I was like, okay, I'll watch it. And the first time I watched this movie, I was very disappointed that Ben Barnes was only at the beginning. Like, hello. It says Ben Barnes in it. He should have been throughout the entire movie. Even though I was a little salty about that, I still ended up watching the entire movie and loving it. So I'm really excited to finally read the book to see how it differs in comparison to the movie. Those were all the books for the book Junkie trial. Now, on to the reading rush. First prompt of the reading rush is to read a book with purple on the cover. And the book I chose was Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nang. The only thing I've heard about this book is that we follow Lee, who is a paper cast. And I believe there are 3 casts. There's the paper cast that are fully human. Then we have the steel cast who are human with demon blood in them, unless I got them mixed up. The paper cast, fully human. Steel cast, human with partial animal demon qualities, and then we have the moon cast who are fully demon with whole animal features. She is very special because she has gold eyes, and so when the king hears about the girl with the golden eyes, he's very interested and he sends for her. She gets kidnapped by the king and she is held captive as the king's slave. So I'm very excited to start this. Like I said, I've heard nothing but great things. Prompt number 2 is to read a book in the same spot. Now the spot I've chosen to read this book is in my reading chair. I do most of my reading on my bed because as soon as I'm done reading, the light switch is like right above my head. I read a couple chapters, close the book, turn off the light, and I go to bed. That's why I've chosen my reading chair as the spot to read this book. And the book I've chosen is The Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. I told you guys I was doubling up on things. Hopefully I can get to this towards the week of the reading rush. If not, I'm not too concerned about the reading rush, honestly. I've participated whenever I can, and sometimes I don't do the challenges, mostly because I don't have time to go through my TBR, and I'm a mood reader as well, so I can't stick to a certain TBR. I've said this before. And also, this is for prompt number 3, which is read a book you meant to read last year, which is kind of like the same prompt as read a book that you've been wanting to read forever. Book I wanted to read forever, read in the same spot, and a book you meant to read last year. 3 prompts, 2 readathons. I can do this. Prompt number 4 is to read an author's first book. For this, I had to do a little bit of research because nowadays I don't know what's what, who's who, and what book came out when. A book I've been wanting to read for a while, or reread because I really want to finish the series this year, is the Lunar Chronicle series. So when I went in to see which was the first book that Marissa Meyer wrote, Cinder was on it. So I'm so excited that Cinder is the first book of Marissa Meyer. Our main character is a cyborg named Cinder. Now she lives in New Beijing, where cyborgs are not really trusted and they don't have as many rights as fully human people. And not only is she living in this world where she's not really trusted, her world is at war with the moon. I really loved the romance. I really loved Cinder. It was sad, made me laugh, made me swoon. It's just a gorgeous story. And the next prompt is to read a book with a non-human character. There you go. I don't know what to tell you. Cinder's a cyborg. She's not human. Well, she's partially human, but you know, I'm bending the rules. This is my TBR. Prompt number 6 is to read a book with 5 or more words in the title. And I chose none other than Girls Made of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nay. Girls of Paper and Fire. There we go. 5 words. I did it. Woo! The last prompt used to be read 7 books, but that got to be too overwhelming and they decided to change it. Prompt number 7 is to read a book and then watch the movie adaptation or show adaptation of it. And I decided to go with... I feel like if I hadn't been able to double up on these challenges, I don't know if I would survive this month. Hopefully I get through all of my TBR. For a girl who's just getting out of her reading slump and has 10 books on her TBR, that's not overwhelming at all. That is all I have for you guys today. Let me know down in the comments below which other readathon you're participating in, or if you're participating in the book junkie trials or the reading rush. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more of my face, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!